All right, folks. Donald Trump arriving in court this afternoon after Democrats fabricated charges to make him the first indicted U.S. president. The indictment was unsealed, 34 counts of allegedly falsifying business records in the first degree. Trump pleading not guilty to all of those charges. I want to bring in our legal panel, former chief counsel to the Senate Intelligence Committee, senior Justice Department official and Newsmax contributor Victoria Toensing, and chief counsel for the Senate Rules Committee, former U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C., and Newsmax contributor Joe DiGenova. Hey, guys. Nice to have you. Victoria, you first. Now that you've had a chance to look at these charges, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I must say, I think it's pretty thin gruel. I think it's clearly a jerry-rigged case. Rube Goldberg, he tied it together out of thin air. It's a manufactured series of 34 crimes, and I think the legal team he's assembled is going to do a very good job of tearing it apart.
Let me point out on his 12 pages of facts that accompanies the indictment, Chris, what he did. He stated on the front page that the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels was illegal. No, it's a civil settlement in return for a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. Those are going on as we speak across this country. It is not illegal. He also points out that there were payments that were disguised as legal services. You pointed this out earlier. $113,000 Hillary Clinton had to pay because she said that the payments for the dossier were, quote unquote, legal services. But here's the worst, and this is at the very end of these 12 pages, Bragg cites the fact that Michael Cohen pled guilty earlier to these two offenses. Let me just tell you what was happening, because I know that case well. Michael Cohen had financial crimes that he couldn't get out of. They were just, that was it, that he had to plead guilty to those. And what the Southern District did, they had him by the cojones, I'll use the Spanish term for you, and they would not give a plea deal unless he pled to this false non-crime that implicated Donald Trump. Yep. And that's because the Southern District hates Donald Trump and anyone who has supported Donald Trump.
Well, let me ask both of you this then, okay? So one of the charges that got a lot of attention before the indictment was unsealed was a misdemeanor that had a statute of limitations run out on it, that Bragg magically turned into a felony and a violation of federal law. Are the alleged violations, the other 33 alleged violations of law, on equally juvenile and shaky grounds? Joe, you first.
Yeah. Yes, they are. In fact, his entire theory of making this into a felony is absolutely outrageous. It should be struck down by the judge in this case. It's going to be part of a major motion to dismiss by them along with the statute of limitations. But this is a case which they had to revive illegally because the statute of limitations had run out. All 34 counts are equally as corrupt.
And in this indictment, Chris, Bragg never names what the other crimes are. And the reporter said, hey, what are these other crimes? And he says, well, we don't need to put that into the indictment. But, you know, for example, New York election law. Then he doesn't say in any place how New York election law was violated.
Always breeds confidence when the district attorney says, yes, we charged 33 other counts, but we're not going to tell you because we're not required to tell you under law. Neener, neener, neener. Boy, that this is amateur hour. But of course, as you know, leftists, communists, socialists, Bolsheviks don't have to be professional whatsoever. Joe DiGenova, Victoria Toensing, guys, appreciate the time.